Well, as we head into the afternoon, we're finally seeing some of that snowfall move in, seeing some lighter bands moving in now. But as you can see, one heavier batch is still making its way off through central Minnesota. That'll make its way into our area later this evening, likely giving the heaviest chances for snowfall, but still some significant snowfall passing through right now nonetheless. Because it's so light and fluffy, the radar has a bit of a harder time picking it up, especially if you're a bit further away from the radar. So Eau Claire, not seeing as much blue up there, but visibilities are less than 2 miles. And once you get under 2 miles, especially under 1 mile, that's when you can really start to see significant snowfall falling. So really most of the area now getting under that 2-mile threshold. Sparta still holding off about 7 miles, likely going to see some of that more heavy snowfall moving in now as we go into the next couple minutes. So this first batch will continue to move off to our east for the next hour or so, and then that heavier snow batch really dives just south of I-90 just in time for the evening commute. We'll still likely see some patchier snow moving across the entirety of the area later in the evening, but that main heavy batch is going to stay to our south, especially into southeastern Minnesota and northeastern Iowa. But really everyone south of I-90 will have the best chance to have some heavier snowfall as we go into the evening hours. We could still maybe see a couple patchy light flurries as we go into the overnight and even into tomorrow afternoon, but the main accumulating snow is going to finish up as we go into the overnight period tonight. Snowfall amounts, for the most part, looking to be on the lighter side, about 1 to 2 inches across the entirety of the area. It's going to be, again, very spotty with those spotty chances later on today, especially as we go into the afternoon. But folks south of I-90 could possibly expect maybe an extra inch on top of that as that second batch passes through. Another big note with this snow is going to be the winds. We're seeing these winds pick up very quickly now as we go into the afternoon hours. Seeing wind gusts for now around 20 to 25 miles per hour in the next few hours. But once we get into the evening, especially once that main batch of snow moves out around 7 or 8, that's when it starts to get very gusty out there in the later evening hours. The strongest wind gusts are really going to be into southeastern Minnesota and northeastern Iowa, where it's a bit flatter. That's where we could see the possibility of wind gusts close to 40 miles per hour. Very easy for that kind of wind to blow the snow around, even though it will have stopped snowing for the most part at that point. It's very fresh on the ground, not compact yet. So we could see some blowing snow even after the snow has already stopped falling with those strong gusts as we go into tomorrow morning. Still a light wind, but overall not quite as breezy for the morning, but the winds pick back up again as we go into tomorrow afternoon, and it'll be a windy period for the rest of the week, prompting an extreme cold warning for dangerously cold wind chills, especially going into Friday morning. Extreme cold warning for the entirety of the area. A watch still behind that as we go later into the weekend for Saturday, but Friday morning is really going to be the worst of it. We're looking at area-wide wind chills Friday 8 in the morning, edging near negative 40 degrees. The real temperature negative 20, but with those breezy winds, not going to be surprised if we get down to what feels like negative 40. Even at the warmest point in the day, it's not going to feel any warmer than around negative 20 on Friday. So extremely cold, not a kind of day where you want to be outside. By Saturday, still going to be very cold out there, but the wind chills will be a lot closer to that real temperature because the winds finally die off. Still, though, likely going to be around negative 20 degrees when we wake up Saturday morning. And then as we go into Sunday, we start to see the temperatures slowly climbing back up. But even Sunday, we'll still see lows in the negative teens. And then by the start of next week, still below average, but at least above 0 as we wake up in the morning.
Yeah, anything after Friday, I think we will
it's gonna
be
feel
happy
amazing.
With.
Yes,
we got to get through that. All right, thank you, Nicole.